My name is Alexei Stankso, and I am a man on a mission. I want nothing but to find my missing wife, Sofia. We were just starting out in our new lives together, and now she's gone. Vanished into thin air at the hands of some unknown force. It all started when we decided to take our dream trip to Europe for our honeymoon. Our first stop was Romania, and from there we planned to travel around the continent, visiting cities like Paris, Rome, London, wherever we wanted. But things changed after Sofia saw pictures of Bran Castle online. She became obsessed with the place, insisting that we had to see Dracula's castle while we were in Romania. At first I resisted, saying it wasn't worth the trouble. It seemed silly, even stupid, to chase after some old legends and stories. But I relented eventually because I didn't want to upset her. And besides, how bad could it be? But little did I know then. Oh, little did I know then. We arrived at Bran Castle late morning on a beautiful day under clear blue skies that shone brightly above us. Even though we encountered rain earlier during our drive from Bucharest, everything seemed perfect upon arrival. There wasn't much else going on at the time. Few tourists milled around inside the castle grounds and gift shop. Sofia immediately bought tickets for both of us and excitedly dragged me through the gates and up the steep steps towards the entrance. Inside, we found ourselves surrounded by history and mystery. Dim corridors adorned with tapestries, weapons and suits of armor standing guard in corners, candelabras flickering on walls, torches casting dancing shadows across stone floors. My eyes kept darting back and forth, taking it all in, as Sofia pulled me further along our self-guided tour. All the while she gushed over every detail she spotted, speaking louder than necessary due to echoes created by thick stone walls. At times I thought to myself, maybe this wouldn't be so bad if I tried imagining Count Vlad Dracula himself walking these very halls centuries ago. Surely such thoughts we passed through dark hallways, empty rooms, until finally we came across an exhibit displaying medieval torture devices that caught Sofia's eye. She exclaimed loudly, drawing attention once again. An older lady with a thick accent approached us, asking if we spoke English. When we confirmed that we did, she launched into a lengthy monologue about the terrible deeds committed within those very walls. By the end, Sofia looked pale and shaken. I noticed the woman studying us curiously before turning away to join another group nearby. After passing by many other displays and artifacts, I began feeling a sense of relief knowing our circuitous route must soon lead us outside. Despite the interesting historical tidbits scattered throughout Bran Castle, I felt ready to leave this eerie place behind. As I prepared to tell Sofia it might be time to exit, she suddenly halted, staring intently at something down below us. "Alexei," she whispered urgently, pulling on my hand. Before I could react, she called out in a voice much louder than the situation required. There. Look," startled. I followed her finger toward the base of the hillside directly beneath us. At first glance, I saw nothing but rocky terrain stretching out before us. However, I quickly realized that wasn't quite true. Something unnaturally moved amidst the stones. Some kind of shadow darted in and out of view rapidly. For a brief moment, confusion reigned in my mind as I strained to make sense of what I witnessed. Did I simply imagine it? Or was it something larger trying to blend into the surroundings? Whatever it was vanished completely before either Sofia or I could discern any details. Panic set in instantly. In disbelief, I turned to confront Sofia, only to realize she stood frozen, immobile. Her gaze remained fixed on that same spot near the bottom of the hill, her entire body trembling. Fear gripped hold of me unlike ever before, as if someone reached deep into my chest and yanked out vital organs. Every instinct screamed at me to grab her and run, to get as far away from this cursed place as possible. But I couldn't leave Sofia standing there, trapped in her fear. I had to do something. "Sofia, we need to go. Now," I pleaded, my voice trembling as I tried to pull her away from the edge. But she resisted, her eyes still locked on the spot where the shadow had vanished. "No, Alexei," she whispered, her voice barely audible. "I saw something terrible. We can't just leave. We have to find out what it was." Her words chilled me to the bone, but I couldn't deny the determination in her eyes. Reluctantly, I let go of her hand and joined her in scanning the rocky terrain below. The shadow hadn't reappeared, but I couldn't shake the feeling that it was watching us, lurking just beyond our sight. Taking a deep breath, I made a decision. "Okay, Sofia. We'll find out what it was. But we stick together no matter what happens. Agreed?" She nodded, her expression a mix of fear and determination. Hand in hand, we cautiously descended the hillside, our footsteps muffled by the sound of our pounding hearts. The air grew heavy and suffocating as we ventured deeper into the rocky landscape, our eyes scanning every crevice and shadow. Minutes turned into hours as we searched relentlessly, driven by equal parts fear and desperation. The terrain became treacherous and darkness began to descend upon us. We didn't have any tools or weapons, only the flashlight on Sofia's phone to guide us through the encroaching darkness. Just as despair threatened to consume us, a faint glimmer caught my eye. A flickering light in the distance, like a candle in a pitch black room. We followed it, stumbling over rocks and brambles, until we reached a hidden entrance concealed by thick vines and moss. Cautiously, we stepped inside, our breath catching as we realized we had stumbled upon a hidden chamber. The walls were adorned with ancient symbols and eerie paintings, depicting scenes of horror and bloodshed. But what caught our attention was the altar in the center, upon which lay a centuries-old book. Curiosity overcame our fear as we approached the altar, our hands trembling as we opened the book. Its pages were filled with strange incantations and demonic symbols. As we read the words aloud, the chamber filled with an otherworldly presence, a chilling breeze whispering through the room. Suddenly, the shadows in the chamber came alive, swirling and twisting, coalescing into a dark figure before us. It was the same shadow we had seen earlier, now taking a tangible form. It spoke, its voice a haunting whisper that sent shivers down our spines. "You have awakened me," it hissed, its eyes gleaming with malice. "And now you shall pay the price." Terror surged through my veins as the shadow lunged towards us. I grabbed Sofia's hand, pulling her back as we raced towards the exit. The chamber trembled, the walls closing in on us, as if the very castle itself wanted to keep its dark secret hidden forever. With a final burst of adrenaline, we managed to escape the chamber just in time, The entrance ceiling shut behind us with an earth-shattering thud. We stumbled out of the castle, gasping for breath, our bodies covered in dirt and bruises. As we made our way back to the village, we knew that our lives had changed forever. We had witnessed something beyond comprehension, something that should have remained buried within the depths of history. But we had survived, and we were determined to find answers. Days turned into weeks, and we delved deeper into the lore and legends surrounding Bran Castle. We discovered tales of ancient rituals and dark entities that haunted the castle grounds. It became clear that what we had encountered was not a mere apparition, but a malevolent force tied to the castle's dark past. Armed with this knowledge, we sought the help of a renowned paranormal investigator who specialized in supernatural phenomena. Together, we returned to Bran Castle, this time prepared with holy water, protective talismans, and a resolve that could not be broken. In the dead of night, we entered the castle once again, cautiously navigating its twisted corridors and hidden chambers. We performed rituals and incantations, invoking ancient powers to confront the malevolent force that had taken Sofia and threatened our lives. Hours passed and the air grew heavy with tension. Then, in a blinding flash of light, the entity materialized before us, its form grotesque and terrifying. But we stood our ground, armed with faith and determination. With every ounce of strength we possessed, we chanted the ancient words of banishment, forcing the entity back into the darkness from whence it came. Its screams echoed through the castle halls as it dissipated into nothingness. As the last remnants of the entity faded away, we found ourselves standing in silence, the weight of our ordeal finally lifting from our shoulders. We had vanquished the evil that had haunted us, rescued Sofia from its clutches, and put an end to the nightmare that had consumed our lives. But as we left Bran Castle for the final time, our hearts heavy with the weight of what we had witnessed, we knew that the scars would never truly fade. The horror of that place would forever haunt our dreams, a reminder of the darkness that lurked in the shadows of the world. Yet, despite the trauma we had endured, we emerged stronger and more determined than ever. We had faced the unimaginable and survived. And as we embraced each other, vowing to cherish every moment together, we knew that our love was a light that could never be extinguished by the darkness that had tried to consume us. For just $3 a month, you can have your name featured in my YouTube videos and descriptions. Not only will you be supporting my channel, but you'll also be immortalized in the credits of my content. If you're looking for something a bit more personalized, consider becoming a $25 a month patron. I'll voice your stories and bring them to life on my channel. Create a special drawing just for you, or even write a unique story tailored to your interests. So don't hesitate. Join my patron community today and help me keep the spooky stories coming. And remember, together we can save each other from the YouTube algorithm. Thank you for your support.